Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to more TCR Trinity Competitive Racing action here tonight. We are at Silverstone for the round 5 of Platinum class in this season 10 of TCR, and we are here for a very special event here tonight. It's the first of its kind in this season, at least so far. It's a 100% race length Grand Prix for all of our Platinum drivers here tonight. That's going to be so much harder than a regular 50% race. You need to concentrate so much harder, and just everything else is going to be compounded on top of what you're usually used to. In the booth with you guys tonight for this amazing event is myself, BLIN-MACHINE, once again, and also joining me once again is Fabregas. How's it going?
Doing really good. Really good to be, really happy to be a part of this. Really looking forward to it. Like you said, endurance and concentration is going to play a huge factor tonight. 18 minutes of qualifying, and then the race is going to be about an hour and 45 minutes is what we're, I guess, projecting. So, yeah, concentration and endurance. How are these drivers going to last going out there, being on that wheel for 2 hours?
And endurance for ourselves here in the booth as well, doing 52 laps of commentary as well as this qualifying session. That's going to be quite a bit of work for us, so I'm very happy you've joined me in the booth here tonight to help us out a little bit. And look at that, we've got so many drivers out there on an outlap already. Nobody's waiting, nobody's wasting any time. Do you think, since we've got a 100% race, like, my opinion would be you probably don't have to risk so much in qualifying, because you know, I'm imagining that some drivers are not going to make it through the 100% just because they'll make a mistake somewhere and possibly drop a few positions. I mean, it takes so much out of you to do that much racing all at once. And since this is not something that we regularly do, I'm sure some of the drivers are going to feel the fatigue and feel the pressure of all of that. But again, since it's a 100% race, Fabregas, do you think you don't really have to fight so much in qualifying? Do you think you can make up positions in the length of the race itself?
Yeah, I definitely think so. Especially with it being 100%, you're going to have a little bit more time. If there's mistakes made, anything that happens on the first lap, you can get away from it. You don't have to necessarily put yourself on pole to make sure that you get a great start. Anything that happens in front of you, you can usually get around and come back out with a mistake. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting to see. Really want to, and we've already had somebody retire. That's really unfortunate, not know how that happened. But again, with tire strategy, everybody looks like they're just trying to start on the softs as well. So it's going to be really interesting. Maybe these guys don't care too much about qualifying, as a couple guys have already retired. So yeah, going to be interesting to see. Yeah, I don't think it's going to mean that much of a difference. You can definitely start from the back and work your way up. You've got plenty of time. Get your strategy right, and it should be okay. But I'm really looking forward to seeing how the strategies work around here. I'm assuming it's going to be a 2-stop for everybody. And maybe we'll see a lot more harder compound tires going out there.
Yeah, I might compound the tire wear or the tire temperatures. I am going to be very interested to see how the drivers are going to be handling that today. I'm watching a Sequit now is going right into the second DRS zone right now, and he sets a purple second sector quickly right now. He's only got a few more corners to finish out this beautiful Silverstone track. I am absolutely a huge fan of this, and I enjoyed my race here this week in Silver class. It's just such a great track to drive. There's so many corners that are swooping at high speeds and some low speeds as well. And there goes Sequit with a 124.5. That is an incredible time already right off the start. And currently Sean is sitting there in second place with a 125.1. Chatty Duck 125.3. Failed UX 125.5. Seafreeze now actually jumps Sean into second place with a 124.9, and it looks like Kersey is just about to start his quick lap around here. Let's see how he's gonna do. In terms of the championship so far, just to give you guys an idea, Sequit has been, you know, I don't want to say dominating, but he's got a second place, a win, a second place, and a win in these first 4 rounds in Season 10 in Platinum class, leading the championship with 86 points. Seafreeze holding on to second place with 45 points. Sean very close behind, 43 points in third place. And then we have Tasmanian Devil, Sequit's teammate, and helping out Mercedes definitely in the fight for the Constructors' Championship in 4th place with 35 points as well. So that's going to be very close between those top 4, and Nelsie Baby in 5th as well with 32 points. Even Kersey in 6th place right now with 27 points, not too far away from 2nd place, although Sequit is definitely holding on to the championship at this point in time. What is it going to take from the rest of the drivers in this Platinum class, do you think, Fabregas, to get Sequit out of that throne?
Well, I think they're all going to have to collaborate and maybe try to get him out of this race so he doesn't gain any more points. But we don't want to see that at all. That's just a joke. But yeah, Freeze and Sean, their best bets is to they got to finish ahead of him on track. That's for sure. But when it comes to the Constructors Championships with Sequit and Taz, they're kind of running away with it in the Mercedes as well. But those 2 Williams cars of Freeze and Kersey doing absolutely wonderful in those Williams, and then the Ferraris right behind them as well in the Constructors. Sean, though, looking back at it, he's got the TCR lap record around here. Of course, I think that was, Season 7 or Season 8, and I think that was still F1 2019 game, and now we're on the 2020 game, and we're seeing guys set lightning fast times around here. So really looking for Sean to see if he can move up the table and, score, double-digit points at least, maybe get into a win here, or 2nd place, 18 points. And if Sequit falters a little bit, and they've got a good shot at maybe closing that gap. But we do have a great gap between Taz, Nelsie, and Kersey right now. I mean, only separated by 8 points there between 4th, 5th, and 6th. And then Freeze and Sean, of course, only 2 points away from each other in that 2nd and 3rd spot in the Drivers' Championship. So at 45 and 43 points. So yeah, it's going to be tough to catch up with Sequit at the moment. He's just you say he's been dominating, but I mean, he's been finishing 1st and 2nd consistently, and that's really how you get a Drivers' Championship. Just ask Lewis Hamilton, just ask Michael Schumacher. They'll tell you.
And this is
you finish on the top 2 every day, then yeah.
This is, of course, Season 10 as well, so this is one of those seasons that just look really good beside your name as a champion. Winning Season 10 and an anniversary Season 4 TCR, it would be an absolute huge pleasure for anybody, I'm sure, in this class. And at the moment, I was just watching W as he was on a pretty quick lap, but he decided to abandon. I think he's going to start another one here. No, he's just going to go into the pits, but we've got a lot of people coming out of the pits right now. Sean, Failed UX, Chatty Duck, Sequit, and Freeze all out there right now. We've got a couple of people that haven't set times yet. Tasmania Devil and Speedster already retired. I think they might have back of the grid penalties, although Speedster, I think, is a reserve, so he's not allowed to qualify. That's why he retired. Tasmanian Devil might have a grid penalty. KGB Black Angel has not set a time. There goes Fatal with a 127.3 on a medium tire. But other than that, everybody else is on the soft tires here. And let's go on board with Failed UX as he's going through turn 1 right now of this beautiful track here in Silverstone, and now going already into turn 3. It comes at you pretty quickly. Now into turn 4, probably the biggest rotation that you have to get on this whole track is through that corner. Now this one you mostly cut through the outside, but you get some wide run through there, opens up the DRS, and now on the run down into turn 6. This one is very tricky, locking up the inside wheel there, Failed UX, and now coming into turn 7, a nice swooping right-hander, and it opens up to the old pit straight here, running in Silverstone, and now coming into the big one, turning in 8th gear, keeping it completely flat out there, Failed UX, and now going through Maggots and Beckett's. And this is one of the most satisfying places here on the track when you get all of those corners put together, and then coming out onto the back straight with the DRS open, getting a slipstream from Skywalker here from 007, setting a second purple sector as well. Now coming into turn 15 and only a couple more corners to go. The chicane of 16 and 17, and then the right-hander of 18. It's going to be a long right-hander here, and let's see if he can make that one stick. It's been a good time so far. Here comes Failed UX across the line, and he puts himself into 5th place. He did improve on his own time, but unfortunately not good enough for pole at this moment. Sequit has just come across the line with a 124.520, pretty much doing almost the exact same time that he did on his pole lap. Sean there beats him 124.506, just beating him by 16 thousandths of a second. That is very impressive. Seafreeze right now coming onto the back straight, opening up the DRS. He is not opening up the DRS. I'm not sure if he is recovering on this lap and trying to go for another one, but he's not even pushing with the ERS either. So let's see who else is out there. Oh, it looks like he's going to be giving slipstream to Kersey on this next lap, possibly, because his teammate is lining up right behind him. I'm not sure about that. Don't quote me on it just yet, but we'll see how it works out here. Chatty Duck 125.142 is on the lap right now. Let's see how he's going to do here. He had a little bit of traffic coming into turn 6 and 7. Oh, and there's End of the World, who spun out on the exit of turn 7. Getting onto that throttle a little bit too early there. Fabregas, this season in Platinum class, of course, we have no assists whatsoever. When you add that up together with 100% race here tonight, how do you even handle that? I don't even understand how these guys are so quick and they're able to keep that pace over time. Is it just practice, or is there anything else to it?
Well, I think it has a lot to do with practice and muscle memory. So that way, if you lose a little bit here and there, then you can shut your brain off just a little bit, and your hands will take care of the rest. But yeah, you definitely have to keep your concentration, and consistency is what we're going to be looking for with these guys today. You can do a lap of 131 and then a lap of 135 on, let's say, a set of soft tires at the beginning. But it's that guy that's still doing 132s, 132s, 132s consistently on medium tires that's going to make up that time. Seconds per lap, whether it's even making up 4 tenths, 5 tenths, 6 tenths here and there. And then pit stop strategy. How is that going to work? Concentration gets key, because you come into the pit lane, but you got to be right on point. Make sure you don't speed coming into the pit lane. Look into those timing markers, and you don't get a second to lapse, because most of these pit stops, they put your car up, and then it's 2.5 seconds later, and you're back at it. And then again, turning off that pit lane limiter and getting out. This has a pretty difficult exit to the pit lane as well. You've got cold tires on, and you put that throttle down, and you can make a big mistake and run into the wall coming out of the pit lane. So yeah, concentration. Hopefully these guys don't get fatigued. They're going to want to drink something at one point. I'm not against anybody, pushing the options button and going AI for, a couple seconds just so they can get something in them.
Well,
I don't have a problem with
yeah, they're gonna have to do that for sure at some point, because the recording button, the recording length on the PS4 only works for an hour max, and we're gonna be in this race for longer than that. So if they're recording their laps, which they have to, they're gonna have to at some point either press that button or somehow go and do that through the options. But while we were talking there, Kersey goes on to provisional pole with a 124.122, beating Sean and Sequid by almost 4 tenths of a second. And that was mainly thanks to Seafreeze giving him slipstream. And that was my next question I was gonna ask. I was watching Kersey getting slipstream from Seafreeze, and I was gonna see if that makes any sort of difference on this game. On particular tracks, I definitely know it does, but it looks like in Silverstone here, especially on that back straight, it gave Kersey such a massive boost. And wow, he's now in provisional pole by almost 4 tenths. Everybody is down into the pits right now except for End of the World and W, who are still running on their second try. We have somebody who has went off. Nelzy Baby has spun out at the exit of turn 14 right before you open up the DRS there, and that is not going to be a good lap time for him, so he's going to have to try again. We are now down to the last 4 minutes of this qualifying session.
Chapeldale, Nelsie got a little bit too wide. I think he was pushing a little too hard. He couldn't get he had to abandon his last hot lap, so he went pretty hard on this lap and just went a little bit too wide coming out of there, Chapel before the hangar straight. So really unfortunate to see that. I know he's a really fast driver, but again, there's a lot of new drivers here for TCR, right? We've got Flip Flop Fish, I believe.
No, Flip Flop Fish has been with us for a little bit. He advanced from the Golden class, which he almost won last season, into Platinum class, but so far he hasn't been doing amazing. He's got 22 points to his name. He's in 9th place right now in the standings. Yeah, but he might be improving on that. He missed one race and he's got a podium. He had a 3rd place last week in Singapore, and he's currently sitting in 4th place on the grid after a time of 124.722. Sean is rounding up the 2nd sector right now, slowing down for another car, but he's the first one out of the leaders currently that are out there on another lap. There goes Sequit coming out of the pits. Only 2.5 minutes to go, so this is just about cutting it very close to making it to the line. I think they want to be the last runner there, and I think they probably want to line up behind each other and get each other's slipstream, which would be very nice right before the end of the lap on the back straight. Definitely going to be a pivotal one here today, and as Sean is now just about to round up this lap, I'm very interested to see how much he's going to be pushing on this one to try and take it away from Kersey. Kersey has now come out onto the track as well, onto his out lap, and 007 Skywalker. Flip-Flop Fish is the only one still in the pits, and Fatal has retired.
I'll ride on board with Sean as he is getting ready. He down through Abbey, turn 1 there, and through turn 2, back through the village, and now coming down into the arena of turn 4 and 5. This is probably the slowest section of the turn, as long as of the track, as long as you get that right. Before coming out of the arena back to the Brooklyn Straight. This is really where you want to find the slipstream here. It'll give you at least 3 or 4 tenths. Really hard to not lock up here into turn 6 as we get up to Luffield. Then get around turn 8 here, 7 and 8. And then we get the big straight before Cops. Also, again, to have somebody in the slipstream. Cops is one of those hardest turns that we have, because you can take it full throttle, but then once your tires start to wear, you lose a little bit and you can go really, really wide. So that's the biggest issue there. Trying to use all the track as you can. It's coming down through Maggots and Beckett's, and then want to get the best exit that he can out of Chapel here before he gets on to the Hangar Straight. And then, of course, one of the most iconic turns under the little bridge there, the Community Bridge, and going through Stowe here. Definitely got a downshift. Yeah, 5th gear is usually where I go to. I think some people could take it in 6th gear, but looks like he's backed out of that lap before he got down into.
Yep. I'm switching over to Sequit now, who's just come out of turn 8 and now running into turn 9. That really big right header at full speed. Let's see it. Oh my goodness, this is very nice from these Platinum drivers. And now running through the nice section here with turns, what is it, 11, 12, and 13 there, and onto the Hangar Straight with the DRS open. Sequid is on a pretty good time right now, but I'm not sure if it's going to be good enough to beat Kersey. Sean had to abandon his lap, and Sequid doesn't have anybody in front of him to give him any sort of slipstream. There's somebody there that went off in front of him, but luckily he managed to avoid that altogether. And now coming around the last corner and across the line, and Sequid moves himself up into 2nd place, but not good enough for pole. Kersey is still on pole position, and he's out there on another fast lap. Flip-Flop Fish is out there on another fast lap as well. He's just coming to the end of the 1st sector now, and looking to be so far so good, as Kersey is about to round up the last few corners over here, and he's got a little bit of slipstream in front of him as well from his teammate, who now peels off into the pit lane. So a lot of people playing the slipstream card here tonight, and Kersey's currently sitting at a 124.1, and he goes 123.963, breaking that 124 barrier into the 123s and holding on to that pole position and extending that gap from himself to anybody else down. Sequid currently holding on to 2nd, Sean in 3rd, FYKV in 4th, 007 in 5th. Flip-Flop Fish, the man we're watching right now, is just about just about to round off that, and he spins out and he's into the wall. And that is the end of Flip-Flop Fish and his lap. He was pushing just a little bit too much. It was a great looking lap up until that point, and he is now missing 2 wheels on his car and in the wall. That is very unfortunate for him. Failed UX is still on an on a fast lap. No, he has abandoned that one as well. So I think this might be it for our grid. It looks like Flip-Flop Fish, after that DNF in quali, after that retirement in qualifying, is in 6th place, Seafreeze in 7th, Failed UX in 8th, Chatty Duck in 9th, W in 10th, Nelzy Baby 11th, KGB Black Angel and in 12th, and then GTR in 13th. We had End of the World, Fatal, Tasmanian Devil, and Speedsta, who retired from the session, as well as Flip-Flop Fish, right towards the end of that session, but Kersey doing just an incredible job holding on to pole position, extending his lead to pole, and then also putting in a 123.9, and the only guy on track here tonight breaking that 124 barrier, doing an absolutely incredible job. And as I said before, I think it was definitely down to Slipstream, getting Slipstream from his teammates Seafreeze on both of his hot laps there. Fabregas, we're just about done with qualifying here. The timers run out. We're just waiting for all the cars to round us up. Your thoughts about qualifying so far?
The times that I'm seeing are just absolutely ridiculous. There's a reason this is platinum class. These guys are not using any assists whatsoever, and they're able to put in times like that. I haven't seen times like that in anybody else that I race with. Absolutely incredible job. And if we look down the order, we've got the top 8 doing sub 125s, and then even the next 3 or 4 guys behind them are just really close to breaking that 125 mark as well. What a fantastic qualifying we have had. The top guys that are running the Drivers' Championship at the moment, and we've got a couple good drivers really making a move here in the Constructors' Championship as far as those 2 teammates of the Ferraris are talking about. Williams kind of didn't do a great job here in qualifying today, but I expect to see them pick up the pace just a little bit. Maybe I was wrong. I thought maybe it was Williams' cars that Kersey was in, but I guess he's in AlphaTauri, so I made a mistake there. But yeah, I think we've had a really exciting qualifying, and I'm really excited to see this race. Of course, endurance, and it's going to take a lot out of the drivers tonight.
Absolutely. So let's get ready. If you guys are just joining us now, welcome to TCR Season 10, Round 5 in Platinum class, and we're here tonight for a 100% race length Grand Prix. This is going to be absolutely mad, and I can't wait to get started here. See, I can't even pick my words properly. I want to thank everybody who's joining up on the stream and everybody already watching. Thank you so much, guys, for watching our league races here tonight. It's going to be a long one, so I expect a lot of people to join in throughout the night. Leave us a comment, leave us a like, send in your thoughts, and let us know who you think is going to end up on the podium here tonight. Of course, with a 100% race, like we've already mentioned, it's going to take so much more than what it usually does in 50%. So we're doing 52 laps in total. Every lap here is 5.8 kilometers, 3.66 miles. That is quite a bit of distance we're going to do here tonight. Other than that, it's just
second longest track on the F1 schedule.
Yeah, and just the concentration levels that are going to be required. It's not just 100% race length, it's 100% concentration, 100% focus, and just driving to your 100% at all times. I think that's going to take a lot out of our drivers here tonight, as you already mentioned, Fabregas. So we're going to get ready for this one. It looks like we're all figuring out our strategies here for all the drivers. Of course, for a 100% race, it's important to give them enough time to really build a good strategy here. You don't want to screw yourself up right at the start. You also want to make sure you have enough fuel to make it through this race. I think this is the first time that they're going to see numbers like 100 liters of fuel. That is going to be very impressive to see.
Yeah, we're definitely going to see numbers like that. And again, you don't want to overfuel the car because then you have to run rich for so long. And then your engine's going to overheat, and you're going to lose performance there towards the end. So I think we got 30 seconds before the session starts. I'm going to take those 30 seconds and just step away for 1 second.
A lot of different factors here at play for our drivers in Platinum class here tonight, like we've already mentioned, so we can't wait to get this one on the road. We've only got a few more seconds on the timer before we go on our formation lap, and we're going to remind everybody of the starting grid. Once we get the graphics up there, we're going to take a look at what sort of tires everybody's going to be starting on as well, because this is going to be very important. At 100% race length, strategy and tires is a very, very important factor here. So let's see. Yeah, I do have audio for a second there. I thought I might have lost audio. Thank God I did not. So let's take a look at tires, and let's take a look at where everybody is on the grid and how they're going to be doing here at the start of the race. So it looks like we've got Kersey starting out on everybody down to 10th starting out on the soft tire. Nelzy BB and KGB Black Angel in 11th and 12th are starting out on that medium. GTR Lion and 13th starting out on a soft tire, and then everybody down from 14th to Speedsta in 17th place. A reserve driver here tonight is starting out on the medium tires as well. So we have a little bit of a mix of strategies. Kersey was your pole sitter from qualifying with a very impressive time of 123.963. So he was the only person to break that 124 second barrier and jump into the 123s. Very impressive, and he's going to be starting on pole. Sequit, the championship leader at this point in time after 4 rounds in Platinum class in Season 10. He is at 86 points in the championship, and he's starting this race in 2nd place. We've got Sean in 3rd place in a Ferrari, and his teammate FYKV in 4th place following suit as well. 007 in 5th, Flip Flop Fish in 6th place, Seafreeze, the other AlphaTauri, starting in 7th place. It looks like he gave his teammate a lot of slipstream, but that did not really help his own time there. So Failed UX in 8th, Chatty Duck in 9th, W in 10th, Nelzy Baby 11th, KGB Black Angel, GTR Lion, End of the World, Fatal in 15th, Tasmania Devil in 16th, and Speedsta rounding out the grip. Him and Tasmania Devil did not set a time in the qualifying session, so that's why they're starting at the back there at this moment in time. But we're just about done our warm-up lap here, riding on board with the pole sitter, CRG Kersey. He is going to be leading everybody onto the grid, lining everybody up. Him and Sequid have really run ahead of everybody else. There seems to be a very big gap, so they'll be sitting on the line for a little bit of time there, waiting for all the other drivers to get over there. Get yourself ready, get yourself a drink, get yourself a snack.
Popcorn.
Yeah, I was just gonna say some popcorn or a snack or something. Make sure that you guys have everything you need for the next hour and a half or so, because this is gonna be a good one. 100% race in Silverstone at Britain for the British Grand Prix for Season 10 of this TCR round 5, and it's just gonna be an absolutely mad one. I hope nobody sends it down into turn 1, because remember, you've got 52 laps to go, and we're now watching the lights as they're about to come on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lights. The lights go out and we go racing, and it looks like Sequid got a massive start over Kersey, and he's now attacking for 1st place. He's up into 1st place already. FYKV overtaking his own teammate Sean, and he's up into 3rd place, and that's now another position lost there. Flip Flop Fish going down the inside on Sean, and he's hitting them into turn 3 there, and that was very dangerous for both of them. Doesn't seem to be any damage, but Kersey down into 2nd place already right off the start. There's a couple more position changes happening towards the back now. Failed UX is trying to make a move onto 007 for 6th place. It's a very exciting start, but overall I didn't see too many incidents, so just very nice and clean racing, and that was a great start for Sequid up into the lead of this Grand Prix.
Yeah, Sequid had a great start there, getting in front of Kersey and being able to get in front of him going down in the run to Abbey, turn 1. No incidents going into turn 1, and then of course turns 2, 3, and 4, and 5 were all nice and clean as well. Got a lot of guys starting on the medium tires back there, so that seems pretty nice. Sequid definitely getting away just a little bit. Seems like a couple guys are trying to catch back up and close the gap, but it looks like we're all falling down into a nice one line, as it looks like those Seven Skywalker went off there, and we have a Haas there as well who decided he wanted to. That's KGB Black Angel has lost a little bit of it. That Flip Flop Fish as well is spinning back around. He's going to get a drive-through penalty for a severe collision with KGB Black Angel. Not sure what happened there. I was not able to see that. Now we have a virtual safety car out.
And it looks like Seafree somehow got tied up in that. He's now got damage on his front wing and going into the pits. And it looks like End of the World got a 5-second penalty for hitting Seafreeze for a collision as well. I didn't really see exactly what happened there, but Flip Flop Fish came together with somebody and they spun out. A couple of other people. It all happened so quickly, but I'm sure that's all going to be reviewed after the race, because it was very quick and it happened very dangerously there. I'm not sure exactly what happened, but it was definitely some battling that got out of hand, and Sequid still in the lead of this race with Kersey in second place after having started on pole position, but just lost it right off the start of the race there. Didn't get as good of a getaway as Sequid did, and Sequid just went right down the inside of him into turn 1, and before they even got to the corner, he was up into the lead. Now we've got a yellow flag in sector 2. It looks like Fatal has had an issue. Fatal is spinning around and doing pirouettes on the track there. I think he might have gotten on the power a little bit too early, or he might have come together with somebody. I don't really see anybody around there. Speedsta is now already up into 11th place and making an attack here on End of the World after having started in last here tonight, and he is now about thinking to make a move on the hanger straight, going down the inside into turn 15. Let's see if this is going to work out for him. It does, and he's up into 10th place, up into the points after having started from last place and not qualifying at all. So he's definitely a speedster. Let's see what he'll be able to do for later on in this race. Now Tasmanian Devil and 007 fighting for position here, coming into the last corner and now going into turn 1. What's gonna happen here? Make sure they have enough space for each other, and it looks like Tasmanian Devil had to go wide to give up a little bit of space. Seafreeze has now left the session. I think he has disconnected, and 007 holding on to 8th place there after the fight with Tasmanian Devil. It is kicking off here in this Grand Prix. We're only on lap 3 of 52, and the race strategy there came up as a graphic on the screen, Fabregas. It was saying that you can take the soft tire from 23 to 25 laps. Do you think that's actually going to happen? You think they'll be able to hold it on for that long?
Yeah, I'm not quite sure if they can. I saw that graphic as well. That's a very interesting graphic. They were saying you can go softs to mediums about 20 laps to get into them. Yeah, that's definitely interesting to see if they're going to be able to. I'm sorry, I just made a mistake there. Yeah, I think two-stop strategy, again, would probably be the best to go around here. And I figured we see a lot more hard tires, but the way the games does it is pretty much if you ever want to do practice or something, you want to make sure you do a 100% race. That way you'll see how the tire strategy works. I think TCR Freeze is now back, but CRG Kersey is putting it all over the back of Sequid. He has set the fastest lap last lap, and let's see what he does this lap. He has definitely closed that gap to within half a second, and DRS should be open because we had a virtual safety car. That was Spike that just set the fastest lap, actually, in the Ferrari right behind him. So what a great race we have had, but a long ways to go here. So going to be interesting to see how all these guys compare. TCR Freeze is back. He has lost a lot of time, but I would not put it past him to make up lots of positions here. Really interesting to see some of the guys that started on mediums. Now we'll see Taz, Speedsta. How are they going to control their tires, and as long as they want to take them, can maybe come in and be on the softs at a late run here. That's DCR just retired again, so sorry to see that. He's one of the leaders.
Oh, and we've got a safety car now. That retirement brought out the safety car. It looks like Seafreeze actually went off track there. He is looking to be at the exit of turn 15. I'm not sure if it was an intentional retirement or not, but this gives us a good chance to take a look at the position changes before everybody jumps into the pits. So Sequid moving up that one position into the lead, Kersey losing a position, Failed UX and Chatty Duck each gained 3 positions there. Tasmanian Devil jumped from 16th to 8th place. Beautiful job from him on the start. Speedsta in 10th place, as I already mentioned, after having started in 17th. Yeah, let's see if we've got anybody that's going to be going into the pits now as well. I'm very interested to see exactly who's going to stop and what sort of tires they're going to go on to. Here's Sequid. Did he go into the pits? No, he doesn't. He's continuing on. Kersey's continuing on. Sean is jumping into the pits, and I'm not sure if that's too early. I mean, maybe you can fit a hard tire and go about, what, 35-ish, 40 laps?
Well, I mean, that's what they projected as far as Britain is concerned when it came to, you know, real F1 drivers. And it really kind of burned the Mercedes. Lewis Hamilton barely won that race, limping across the line with his front left. And in Bottas, it cost him tons. He actually didn't even finish the points. He dropped from 2nd to 11th after that happened. And it was that Max Verstappen that almost caught up. He was 20-some seconds behind by the end of the race, but he almost caught Lewis Hamilton after the tire failure And I've seen it around here. Like, this game is a lot more realistic when it comes to getting your tires above that 70% mark. You can get punctures, and they can be little teeny tiny punctures, and the tire doesn't even go completely flat. But you cannot hold it on to the road anymore, and you definitely lose out on a lot of time. So again, like I thought we said, strategies were going to be kind of important around here tonight. But Secret, still that great start. I know the safety car doesn't help him very much here. Might help Kersey a little bit more. So these guys just need to, especially those guys on the softs sitting up front, need to make sure they take care of these tires around under the safety car so they can extend them as long as they can. Then I'm gonna wishful thinking to watch them. Are they gonna put on a set of mediums, or are they gonna put on a set of hards? And that would pretty much solidify their one stop.
Well, I'll tell you what, Sean was the only driver that went on into the pits under the safety car and fitted on that hard tire. So we're gonna have to watch him and see how long he can take those tires, and it might put him into a good position. I mean, now he's 14th. There's a couple of DNFs already. He's only 4 positions away from points. Those soft tires are gonna last until, you know, if they're correct on the graphic, until about lap 23, and then he'll be able to jump quite a few drivers right into the top 5 or 6 or so, maybe even higher than that, depending on when everybody is gonna pit from those mediums as well. And then it's just a matter of pulling out some pace out of those tires later on and just jumping into the pits at the right time. I also want to throw out a huge shout out again to everybody watching. I just saw that a couple more people joined up the stream. Thank you guys so much for watching TCR Racing. Make sure that you subscribe to our channel, leave us a like, send in more comments. I saw a couple more comments coming in here. Scott Zegrees is saying that failed for the win here tonight. Let's see if that's gonna happen. Ralph Schumacher is commenting in our chat here tonight. Thank you so much, Ralph. Keep those comments coming, and subscribe to our channel so you can watch more of our racing. That is very exciting. But yeah, this race so far, lap 6 of 52. Of course, we're doing a 100% race here tonight. Our first special event of the season in Season 10 in Platinum class. There's a couple more other special events coming later on in the season, and I really welcome these things on. I think they bring out a couple of really exciting things out of all the drivers. It really makes us, you know, watch what they can really do when it comes to real simulation of a race. That is a very long time to be racing, over an hour here tonight, and so far so good, except for a couple of drivers that had a small incident there on the first lap. We're now on the safety car, however, after Seafreeze retired after he had a little bit of a connection issue. He disconnected, connected back, but I think he had an issue coming out of turn 15, and that brought out the safety car. But I think the safety car should be coming in soon. We're coming now to the end of this. Yeah, there we go. There's the message. Safety car will be in.
Just wanted to make a point about that with Seafreeze. I think maybe he wanted to get back in his car really, really quick, and then just decided to at the wrong turn. That's a possibility. KGB Black Angel maybe decided this is a 100% race. I'm already at the back. Maybe he doesn't even want to try to bother with it. So that is one of maybe the unfortunate sides of you know, being a 100% race. But there's so much time and everything that you can catch back up as we get ready to get started again as they come into the Bale section here.
And there goes Sequit onto the throttle, almost losing the back of the car. They're having to slow it down a touch, and Kersey getting a very good restart on him. Let's see if they're going to swap positions again. So far, Sequit is holding on to it. FYKV in third. Failed UX there, got a pretty good run on Chatty Duck, but not quite close enough on this particular occasion. He's going to have to wait, so nobody changing positions off the restart. Everybody's playing it very smart here tonight, and I really have to give it to them. That is the right thing to do in such a long race. It's not about how quick you are off the start of the race and how many positions you're going to make up. It's just about making it until the end of the race, not making any silly mistakes, getting a good pace, a good rhythm worked out, and just running your own race. I think, you know, when Max Verstappen said that a couple of races ago in real life F1, when he mentioned that you know, stop worrying about other people's strategies. Let's just run our own race, and look how that worked out for him. I think that's exactly what our drivers need to do here tonight. Kersey is starting to close in on Sequid, especially through turns 11, 12, and 13 there, and now coming onto the hangar straight. No DRS just yet because we just restarted this race from a safety car, and he's gonna have to start closing in that gap because now it's up to half a second already. We have a couple more laps before we enable the DRS, and then it's really gonna heat up. Just a reminder, we are running regular extension rules here tonight again. We've been playing around with strict and regular depending on different tracks. I think in particular for this track, it really makes a little bit, you know, a little bit less things for the drivers to worry about in such a long track, such a long race, sorry. But at the same time, I think in Silverstone, if you don't allow people to go on those red and black curbs, that is just gonna not be very good. And the Flip-Flop Fish is now retired. What happened to Flip-Flop Fish? He's out on the exit of turn 2 there.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened there. I was riding on board with Fike as he just set a fastest lap and was really making a move to catch up to the top 2 there in that Ferrari, and pulling failed UX with him as they were coming down one of the front straights there. So yeah, now we have a virtual safety car. Everybody has to deal with their deltas. Usually it's about 70% of the normal speed. If they were doing 124s, then they probably, yeah, they can't really do below anything.
That was a very short VSC. We're actually back into green flag racing already.
Yep, we're already back on our way, and so I think that kind of helped out Kersey a little bit, as he's still within 6/10 of Sequid here, where Fike is now more than a second back. Of course, DRS has not been opened back up. They'll cross the line, and we'll see DRS open again at the end of this one.
And we're not even a fifth through this race yet. Only rounding up lap 8 of 52 now. It's still very close between everyone. We've had 2 VSCs and a safety car already in this race. So that has sort of slowed down and packed up everybody back up again. Sequid and Kersey out there in the front. They are battling very hard. And then I'm watching right now on board with Tasmanian Devil as he is within a couple of tenths of 007, but just not too many places to overtake really in Silverstone, except for, you know, the hangar straight and the DRS zones right here, which is where Tasmania Devil's coming into right now. We now have DRS re-enabled. It looks like Kersey got really close up to Sequid there, but again, just not close enough. But you gotta play it smart. You can't just send it.
He's now going around the outside, or trying to, on Tasmanian Devil there. Speedster seems like he's really quick starting at the back. So was Tasmanian Devil. They're both up to 7th and 8th place. Great battle going on between those two. Hopefully they keep it nice and clean as they come out of Cops and get ready to head into the S's of Maggots and Beckett here. Let's see who gets the better exit. Going through Chapel and onto the last straight here that we're going to get. I think Taz got the best form, but they're going to open that DRS. Now he's got the slipstream. Looks like Speedster's got the better setup here, because he's going to go down to the inside of Stowe, and Taz is going to have to let him go. Speedster left plenty of room, so did Taz as well, as they get back into the club section here through Vale and get ready to finish this lap 10. Oh,
nice little, yeah, nice little DRS train going on here from, it looks like, 007, Speedster, Tasmanian Devil. The 3 of them are just following each other and trying to close up to the front pack as well. The 2 Ferraris are not that far ahead, so podium is still in sight for all of these guys. Sequid still managing to keep Kersey behind him, doing a pretty good job there, but as we already mentioned, Speedster is just doing an incredible job here tonight. Already in 7th place, now getting very close to 007 with the DRS open, and he started 10 positions back. He started in 17th, right at the very end of the grid, did not get a chance to qualify since he's a reserve driver, and so far, he's doing an incredible job here. Chatty Duck is now starting to close up on failed UX in front of him as well. Everybody pretty close to each other, except for the 2 leaders here, Sequid and Kersey, 2.5 seconds ahead of Fike in 3rd place.
Yeah, I mean, Sequid and Kersey, sorry, are definitely. I'm not sure what's going on. I'm not trying to look at you know, what he's doing as far, but he's got that DRS open. Is he burning his ERS? Is he trying to really make it up?
Not yet.
Coming through that last straight here, as they come down into the club section here. One of the most difficult parts of it, the left, right, real quick, back on the gas and make sure you can get that exit and don't go too wide. But yeah, something that you did mention about track limits, yeah, they've been taken off with this race, and there's a reason for that. Because the whole section of the S's of maggots, infectants, and travel, obviously this game just deals out too much in penalties if you barely cut the corner at all, and it's pretty ridiculous the way the game puts those penalties out. So I think you guys at TCR and the higher ups of all y'all did a great job for deciding on that. I think you guys were right on point with making sure that we don't over penalize guys for just trying to attack and race.
And now Speedster is already up into 6th place, and now closing up to Chatty Duck. And that train that I mentioned before, I said that they were in sight of the podium guys, and they are now literally in sight of the podium guys, because Failed UX is only 0.6 of a second behind Fike. He does have the DRS on him into the next DRS section, and that DRS section, that DRS train, sorry, is now going to be all the way from Fike in 3rd place to Tasmanian Devil in 8th place, and now there goes
going to go 3 wide in the stow.
There goes Speedster and Failed UX and Chatty Duck, all of them trying to go into that corner, and it looks like Chatty Duck has moved up into 4th, Failed UX is down into 5th, but they're still fighting into the next chicane as well. Let's see if Failed UX is going to think about going for the switchback. He does have the pace out of there, but doesn't quite get close enough. Speedster is going to have to wait for another round here, but he is doing an incredible job so far. And also, gotta say, keeping it close and clean with the other drivers, doing an incredible job with the battling on track in this class altogether. Everybody is just, throughout the season, has been absolutely incredible to watch. When I rewatch the highlights every week, it's just unbelievable what these guys do week in and week out. And Kersey now, he's closing up to Sequit within the DRS zone, but he's not using any of his overtake whatsoever.
No, it doesn't look like so. But I mean, again, at that battle that we're looking at, Pike, Chatty, and Failed UX and Speedster, that McLaren has now been re-liveried with Codemasters. They put the rainbow on that side pod there, which looks absolutely amazing. However, just looking at a couple racing what's going on in front of him, Failed UX and Chatty Duck both took up a little bit of dirt into the Maggots Beckett section here, and it looks like Speedster is not. So his tires are so much cleaner. And now
there goes Speedster to 5th.
Before going into stow, he's going to make that move. That's going to be easy for him. Is he going to get a better exit? No, he definitely went a little bit wide in the stow there. And is he going to? No, he can't really get on the brakes too much, but definitely got past Failed UX there. It looked like Chatty and Failed UX are running a little bit wide, and they're picking up a little bit dirt on their rear tires, which to me is going to allow them to not be able to put the power down as much as they want to. And Speedster is just staying on the track and saying, fine, you guys want to put sandpaper on your tires, then go right ahead. But sandpaper doesn't work on these tires like they think it would. It only makes it worse.
Speedster there almost making a move on Chatty Duck, and now he has DRS on him, but didn't get a very good exit there.
Seven Skywalker about going down to the inside, going into the arena.
Oh,
here.
And a little touch there with Failed UX. They touched wheels. I'm not sure if anybody got any sort of damage out of that. Doesn't look like it. They both have their front wings. Failed UX almost losing the car on the exit. He did get better traction there for a minute, but then all of a sudden he just lost it on the rear wheels, and 007 now into 6th place. Very close battling going on in this mid-pack, and now Speedster is getting closer and closer to Chatty Duck as well. Flip Flop Fish has now left the session. He does not want to watch this one until the end, but Flip Flop Fish, go and join the stream and watch the rest of it from there. We'll let you know what's going on. The Speedster now is going down the inside on Chatty Duck, and that's a clean overtake before they even make it to the next corner. Beautiful job from Speedster. Now almost touching podium before even the first stint is over. This guy is absolutely incredible. I know that he's raced with TCR in previous seasons, but definitely was not aware of how much pace this guy has, and very incredible, very unbelievable job from him so far in this Grand Prix. But we're only on lap 14. We've still got quite a bit more to go here, 38 more laps. So buckle up, everybody, and keep on with this great racing so far. We've got some good trains going on, battling for third place almost now, as Speedster is already within the DRS zone of Fike. And Fike has definitely been losing a lot of time. He's 4 seconds behind on the rest of the leaders. I'm wondering if Speedster can start, you know, intimidating Kersey and Secret if he can make it through Fike here.
Well, I think Speedster, Chatty Ducky, Failed UX, Tasmanian Devil, all of them, even Sean and 007 Skywalker, anything they can do to get past Fike at this moment. Because it looks like Fike is losing time to the leaders. The leaders are they're within half a second of each other, and they have been for the last 4 or 5 laps now. But Fike has been dropping back. He was within 2.5 seconds, now he's 4.2 seconds. But Speedster wants to get past him. Is he going to pull Chatty Duck along with him? With that DRS, is he going to enable everybody to get in that slipstream in the DRS? The slipstream in these F1 cars is not that major. Obviously the DRS, there's a reason that F1 cars have DRS, but it's really hard to follow cars. And one of the interesting things about this track
Oh
is,
no, we have W! W had
happened?
just spun out. He was in a battle there with GTR Lion and Fatal right through the what was it, turn 15, and he just made a tiny little bit of contact, and he has spun himself out onto the grass. He's got grass and gravel on his wheels. That is not going to help him out at all. CRG Kersey there was within a couple of tenths of Secret, as they're now within the DRS zone on lap 15. And wow, these two are just... Oh, there goes Speedster down the inside on Fike into, I think it was turn 3 there, doing an incredible job.
Oh, that's definitely turn 5. Turn 4 and 5.
Oh, sorry,
there,
yeah.
if they want to get past one of the straights there. Oh, no, you're right. No, you're right. I'm sorry, I'm in the wrong place. What an excellent move that was, going in there. Speedster, like I said, they need to get past Fike right now, because it looked like Fike was definitely losing time to the leaders. But now Speedster is within 3.6 seconds, whereas Fike, before Speedster got passed, he was 4.2 seconds. So Speedster really needs to get past him, as he is the faster driver on the circuit right now.
Oh, is Kersey gonna go for it?
Probably the fastest driver on the circuit right now. But CRG Kersey is within 0.3 of a second of Secret here.
He was even closer in that DRS zone right at the end.
I don't know. Kersey's just biding his time and just staying here. Like, he's not even really trying. He's just, you know, I think he wants to see how Secret wants to use this pit position. Either he's going to try to come in 1 lap early or try to do the overcut 1 lap late. I'm not sure about Kersey's pitch strategy here.
Look at Speedster in the meantime, because he's closing up that gap. He was 4.2, 4.3 seconds behind the leaders. He's now 3.6, so he's closed up about 0.6 of a second, and he is clearing Fike as well, at least keeping him within half a second behind them. Chatty Duck has dropped out of the DRS zone of Fike, so now the two of them, it looks like, are going to form a little bit of a pair, and they're going to try and carry each other forward, Speedster and Fike. Kersey, he's, I'm not sure how long he's going to be keeping behind Secret here. I know he's going to have to make a move at some point, but I think what he's doing here is just saving all the ERS, and then he's going to pull it all out once they... Oh, maybe he's going to go for a move here now. Let's see if this is going to be close enough. He's thinking, no. He was thinking about going around the outside.
On the outside, no. Secret knows what he's doing. He parks his car in the middle of the track. Runs fantastic lines. He knows exactly what he's doing. I think it's going to come down to pit strategy.
Oh no! Failed UX! Failed UX and Tasmanian Devil make contact, and Failed UX has spun out there. He's now lost a couple of positions. He's down into 10th place. Not sure if he has any damage. No damage to the front wing, so at least that's lucky for him. But I think he was being a little bit too ambitious there into the chicane, and yeah, that gap was closing up on him, and just a tiny little touch from the back wheel on the front wing, and that has spawned him out. That's going to heat up his tires a little bit as well, and it's not going to help him out here tonight. But Kersey at the front with Sequid, they're still right at each other's backs. They are following each other very, very closely. Sequid cannot get away from Kersey with the DRS, of course, but Kersey is not really using his overtake button a lot. He's been saving it up. He's at 90%. Anytime I switch over to him, he's got at least 80% of ERS, which is why I think probably after Sequid decides to pit, Kersey is going to continue on for another lap and just going to push with everything he's got. They're coming on to the hangar straight again with the DRS open. Kersey is much closer on this occasion now, using his overtake as well. And now I think this might be close enough. He's going to go down the inside here. Let's see if this is going to work. Sequid gets pushed out wide a little bit there. And they're still battling for it, but Kersey is now going a little bit wide into the chicane, and now is Sequid going to go down the inside for a switch back into the last corner? This is going to be close. He does. They're right side by side. They're still side by side going into turn one. This is where it's going to get really dangerous now. Sequid had to lift off.
Great drive from both of those guys. Absolutely fantastic driving from both of them.
Yeah, Sequid had to lift off there just for a split second to make sure that they don't make contact.
Yeah, now he's going to get a better exit, but he can't really use it. He can definitely, power out through it, but then get in that slipstream, and he's going to get the DRS here. Is he going to try to make that move? No. Kersey is doing the exact right thing, moving down to the inside and then back to the outside. Is locking up into turn 4 and 5 there is really, really difficult to not do, to be honest. I lock up there all the time. So he's definitely going to pull it off here. Going down through one of the straights here, he's going to take as much track as he wants to do. Going into cops here, full throttle. Everybody wants to be get on those barriers and keep going. Now, how are they going to play Maggots, Beckett's, and then the exit at Chapel? Who wants to get the most with it? Who's going to get the better exit? Because he's in the DRS zone now. Does he want to try to make a move going down into Stowe?
This can be interesting. Sequid is very, very close to the back wing of Kersey, but he has no overtake left. He was down to 3% there, so not too much to fight with. Going super wide on the exit of the...
I would have think that would have been one of the points for one of these guys to hit.
Yeah, that was very, very wide there on the exit of turn 15 for Sequid. And as they're starting out lap 19 of 52, we're not even halfway through yet. Usually we would have been 3/4 through a 50% race by now, but we are still here, and I want to say thank you to everybody else who's still watching and who's still here with us tonight. Thank you guys so much, and again, keep your comments coming, keep us alive. You guys are thinking of this race so far. I myself personally was not expecting that after 19 laps in this race here tonight in the Silverstone, the main battle that we would be watching that literally never got outside of a second gap was right for the lead of the race. That is absolutely incredible. That is pretty much like, like back in the early 2000s when you had a couple of cars that were massively quicker than everybody else, or drivers that were just massively quicker than everybody else, and they would fight for the lead for lap after lap after lap after lap, and just playing it every single second, just on the knife, on knife edge. And now we're having that sort of a battle here tonight. But look who's joining it up right behind them, setting purple sectors everywhere he goes. He's currently holding on to the fastest lap as well. It's Mr. Speedster 25, the reserve driver, who's now touching the top 2 positions after having started right at the back of the grid and not even qualifying for this race here tonight. He is within 1.4 seconds of the 2 leaders, and I think this is the time when they need to think about it. 1:29.005 is your new fastest lap from Speedster again, so he is going to be closing up on Sequid in just a couple of laps time. I think Sequid and Kersey now need to start thinking about getting away from him, pitting, getting onto some newer, quicker tires, and recovering some of the lost time that they've lost over the last 5 laps or so.
Well, that was kind of what I was thinking a couple laps ago, that they need to go ahead and come in and get off those soft tires. One of them needs to make a move and do something about that, because Speedster has been, when he got past Spike, he was like 4.5 seconds behind him. Now, over the last 6 laps, 7 laps maybe, he's gotten it down to almost 1 second, 1.3 seconds. In that McLaren, that beautiful new livery McLaren that Codemasters has released with We All Race This One. rainbow right behind it, the side pod there going into the monocoque. Absolutely beautiful car that McLaren is now running. But going into Magus Beckett and coming out of Chapel here, getting ready to go down onto the last straight of this race. Didn't quite get into DRS. Sequit does have DRS, but is it going to be enough for him to make a move now? I don't think it is. Which one of these guys wants to pit first? Are they just playing chess with each other? And Speedsta is not coming in. So I think they're going to start losing time, especially with the way these tires degrade. Every single lap, they're going to lose time to Speedsta. I think Speedsta's going to have to pit again, as he just set another fast lap.
And into the 128s. Wow.
That
oh
is
my
absolutely
goodness.
ridiculous around here with his, what's now 12 lap old medium tires?
20 lap old tires. We're now onto lap 21, and he's not going to be pitting anytime soon either. Honestly, I feel like they've really worked it well into F1 2020, especially on the harder compound tires. When you run them for about 10 or 15 laps, that's when they actually start giving you their 100% potential, when they get into like that middle of the tire, so to speak. I feel like if you can hold on to that and not push it too hard, you can utilize it for so long. And now look at that, Speedsta is within a second of the 2 leaders, and Sequit is now feeling the pressure. He's saying, okay, this is now or never. I either pit or I need to get away and put a car in front of myself and Speedsta, which would be Kersey currently running in the lead. So Sequit now, look how close he is on this hanger straight with the DRS open, with the overtake button engaged. He's closing in, he's closing up, but he's not going to be close enough into turn 15.
That's the thing, though. I think Kersey, he straight up got in the slipstream, and he, oh, whoa, what a move there. I think he cut across the white line a little bit there. I don't think Codemaster is going to, Kersey got a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Really unfortunate, as he did cut white across, just kind of like but Speedsta just got the best lap doing a 128.8 on those medium tires. But what Kersey just did, yeah, he cut across the pit lane, the white line there, kind of what Kimi Räikkönen did in Mugello, deciding that he wanted to pit at the last second. So I think that was kind of a throw-off to Sequit. Now Sequit's going to have to use the overcut here. He's going to need to burn up everything that he can. However, I think it was Kersey that maintained, stayed in the slipstream, used his DRS, and didn't burn his overtake, so he could use it to defend, and made up quite a few tenths there. But Speedsta, what a great race he is running. Definitely want to give a big shout out right now to Sean, 56307, who has pit, is on those hard tires, and is only sitting, I don't know, 13, 14, 15 seconds back from Rudy.
Absolutely, and now I was just watching on board that Tasmanian Devil made a beautiful move and overtook Chatty Duck and up into 3rd place. Kersey, of course, has pitted already, so Sequit, Chatty Duck, and Failed UX are 3 runners that have not pitted yet. Of course, I'm not counting the ones that are running on the medium tire. Those guys have not pitted yet either. And look at Speedsta. He's within a couple of tenths of Sequit, as Sequit now peels into the pits, and he goes for his first stop in this race. This is going to promote Speedsta right into the lead of the race. He's he's going to be about 9 seconds clear of Tasmanian Devil. That's going to be absolutely beautiful for Speedsta now.
One of those really funny things about this racing, like you can take your medium tires, and then after, everybody in front of you has done 8 laps on their soft tires, and your medium tires become faster. So how do you judge that with your pit stop strategy and all that? There's a lot of math that gets involved. There's a lot of thinking that people need to do with it, and a lot of people aren't educated enough or don't really understand, especially going into a 100% race like this that we have done tonight. Most all the drivers that usually race here, we either do 25% races or 50% races. We do short qualifying like we did do, but when you get into that full qualifying, they do 100% races. Especially when you get into how you want to do your strategy when it comes to, and a lot of people probably overfueled their cars by much more than they could, and maybe their engines are again overheating, and you can't put the power down as much as you put them back to regular fuel. That's going to be an issue. As soon as you hit that overtake button, you're putting more heat into that engine. It's going to be hard to cool that engine. But it looks like Speedsta has definitely understood a lot of this, and I think Tasmanian Devil has as well.
And
So I think
I
this is
also
a big
want to.
shakeup here. I think this is a really good shakeup here, especially with the Drivers' Championship. Just a little bit of different change in strategy based on how the drivers are used to versus being the drivers having to adapt. Just something a little bit different. It's not like an extreme change. We're not doing 15 5-lappers. It's just one extreme change around one track.
Yeah,
I think this has been a
just
fantastic
wanted
race so far.
to mention as well that after the pit stops, Kersey and Sequit, that undercut worked out beautifully for Kersey. He is now 1.5 seconds ahead of Sequit in 7th and 8th places. Now Fatal has retired from the race. I think he retired in the pits. We have Chatty Duck who came into the pits right now as well, and Fatal is going to be our 4th retirement in this race here tonight. It's a 52 lap race, so I definitely don't blame people for not finishing it. It's definitely going to take a lot of endurance and a lot of stamina from our drivers in Platinum class here tonight, but this is the pinnacle of TCR racing. This is the best of the best that we've got in our league, and it definitely shows with the race that we've had so far tonight, and the pace that our drivers are showing, the clean racing, the battles we've seen on track. It's definitely been impressive. Looking at the stops right now, so Speedster, Tasmanian Devil, Failed UX, Nelzy Baby, and End of the World are the only 5 drivers who have not made their stops so far. In terms of the position changes, Speedster is running in first place after starting it right at the back of the grid. Tasmanian Devil rising up from 16th, right behind Speedster, or right in front of Speedster, started the race, but he's now in 2nd place. Sean is exactly where he started. Failed UX is now jumping into the pits for his stop here, and that promotes Nelzy Baby up into 4th place. But yeah, Sean running right in podium places. Very good spot for him. Nelzy Baby up into 4th. Failed UX in 5th place now, but he's going to lose some places in the pits as End of the World and Kersey and Secret are all going to overtake him now. But Secret is falling out.
Lose some positions in the pits too, because Sean has already done his pit stop. He's on the hard tires. He's got, right, you know, just a little over 50% of this race to go. Can he do something in that Ferrari car that Bottas and Hamilton failed to do around here in the 2 British Grand Prix that they did? So first off, they almost lost it completely, and then Max Verstappen won the other one because they were worried about their tires. You think Sean knows something that we don't? Putting on those hard tires really, really early. He's done his stop. Nelsie has not, and 2 people in front of him have not done a stop. Yet he is within 11 seconds of the leader right now. That Speedster on the mediums. So is he going to put on the softs? How far is that going to go? Is he going to be able to maintain his pace on his hard tires, just like Tasmanian Devil did on the mediums, and so did Nelsie? So maybe they knew something we don't know. So it's going to be really interesting to see how everything files down to the end of the race. But we do have a good battle with End of the World and Secret right now. I think Secret's going to pull away just a little bit, but again, Skywalker and Chatty Duck, that's another close battle going on that we want to watch.
But it's really important right now for Secret to start closing up the gap to Kersey. End of the World came out of the pits, he pretty much split the battle between Kersey and Secret, so then Secret overtook End of the World now, but now he's got 2 seconds back to Kersey, and considering that they never ran for more than a second behind each other for the starting of this whole race, we're now actually 50% through this race on lap 26 of 52.
Again, that undercut worked, but at the same time, Kersey got a 5-second penalty.
That's right. Kersey does have that 5-second penalty, but Secret is going to have to do quite a bit of work here to close out that gap, because it's already rising as well, and we still have another 50% of this race to go, and he might lose out even on that 5-second gap. Hopefully not. I really hope to see those 2 battling again later on in the race. And right now,
there's also this time where, like, you come out on your fresh mediums, but you do slower times than you do on somebody with used mediums.
Yeah.
So it's possible that Speedster, Tasmanian Devil on their long run mediums are still keeping that delta right with them. And then they can come in, maybe you put on a set of softs if they can keep their mediums in check and save them. Yeah. A lot of things that I was seeing from Kersey, he was maintaining his ERS so he could defend against Secret as soon as he got past him. So I think Kersey has run a great race. I think Secret's run a great race. Speedster, obviously, and Tasmanian Devil have run a great race. Got to make a big shout out to Nelsie, baby. Really struggled in qualifying. but maintained his composure and is already up to 4th place. Hasn't made a stop yet. Started on the medium tires, outside the top 10, up to 4th place. And if he can run those tires, we were thinking that maybe soft tires can run 20 laps around here at 100%.
So, just wanted to say, I mean, Speedsta is not just doing an incredible job, but he's also pulling out the gap and growing that gap between himself to Tasmanian Devil. Almost 12 seconds clear now, 11 seconds clear now of Tasmanian Devil in 2nd place. So, whenever he does make that pit stop, he's only going to lose a couple of positions. He's going to come out right in front of Nelsy, and Nelsy, of course, needs to make a stop as well. So, there's going to be quite a bit to watch there when that happens, but that's going to promote Sean a couple of positions up, and Sean on those hard tires, we're gonna have to wait and see how long he'll be able to manage those for. The only other person that's still running on track that has not pitted is gonna be End of the World, still on those medium tires like Speedsta and Tasmanian Devil and Nelsy as well.
Well, we talked a little bit about strategy and you know, who's going to start on what tires, and again, I said I thought it was going to be really, really interesting to see about the strategy around here, doing 100%. Everybody has done one stop, except for End of the World, Nelsy, Taz, and Speedsta. Now, Speedsta is going to have to come in at some point. He's going to have to change his medium tires, and he can't put on another set of mediums. Tasmanian Devil, same thing. He's going to have to come in. When does he want to come in? We are now halfway through the race here at Silverstone, 100% race. And then Nelsy, again, running the Renault. He's going to have to come in, and End of the World. They're going to have to come in at some point. Right now, what it looks like to me is Speedsta can come in whatever he wants. He can put on hards or softs. And he knows he's got a 10-second gap to the guy behind him. That's 12 seconds guy, the penultimate first place. And then another 8 seconds. So it is possible for him to keep running those medium tires, gain a couple more seconds, then come in and put on softs, and come out in front of 4th place. That's the possibility I'm looking at.
Absolutely, and that would be very exciting to watch if that is what he's going to decide to do. I'm watching the closest battle we've got on track right now with Fike and Chatty Duck battling for 8th position. Fike doing a very good job of trying to close up that gap here, and like you were mentioning, some drivers liking to go out onto the dirt, make the wheels touch it a little bit. I noticed right before, I think it was Secret, right before he pitted, I noticed on the soft tires there was a real big amount of graining on them, which I honestly never really seen before in league racing, because we usually do 50% races, but since it's a 100% race here tonight, we get to see some things we've never seen before. We're now at lap 29 of 52. We've still got quite a bit to go. Nelsy Baby has just jumped into the pits right now, and he's going to fit on the soft tire. He probably can take it until the end, considering we took a soft tire, 24 laps at the start of the race here. I saw that our leaders were doing, so very interesting strategy from Nelsy. And that is definitely one driver that I'm going to be watching for now to see how quickly he's going to try and make up those positions, how quickly he can start utilizing those soft tires. He's going to come out very close to Failed UX, but going to lose that position. But now Failed UX goes really deep, and Nelsy is thinking about making a move. He's thinking about going for the switchback, and the switchback works on that occasion beautifully for him. And he is also going to have the DRS because he was behind them before they came onto the straight and in the detection zone with the DRS, with the overtake button, trying to pull out a little bit of gap on Failed UX. And Nelsy Baby, after making the pit stop onto soft tires, is now back into the points here. He was running in 4th place before that pit stop, so I think with considering with the other drivers who will make another stop here tonight, he will definitely bounce up a few more positions, and then he's going to be on the best tire you can be on, so he's putting himself into quite a good position here. Other than that, we've got Fike and Chatty Duck still battling, but they're now battling for 7th place after Nelsy Baby pitted, so that promoted both of them a position. And so far, wow, this race, honestly, it's giving us a lot of things to watch for. Right now, it looks like some of the drivers starting to pull out some gaps on each other. together, and as I was saying before, they're starting to build out that rhythm and pretty much just run their own race. I think it's very, very important that you know, you endure throughout this race and make it until the end. We already have 4 DNFs out of the race. We started with 17 drivers, only 13 in the running right now, so pretty much everybody is very close to points here tonight. If they can just make it until the end without making too many mistakes, that's going to be a good one. But Speedsta right on the front there in his McLaren with the new livery is doing a beautiful job right now of pulling out the gap right in front of the pack. 11.3 seconds ahead of Tasmanian Devil in second place, and Sean is now starting to close up that gap to Tasmanian Devil with the different tire strategy. Tasmanian Devil's tires are even older, and there goes Speedsta into the pits. So let's see what sort of a tire he's going to fit on here. Fabregas, do you think he's going to take on the soft?
Is he going to put it on the softs, or you think he's going to put it on the medium? No, he's got to. He's got to put on hards or softs. I mean, he started on the medium tires, so if soft seems like to be the way he wants to go, 21 laps, that's kind of easy. Now Tasmanian Devil gets past him. Sean up in the second place. Sean is now promoted at first because Tasmanian Devil still does have to pit. I was really kind of worried about end of the world at the moment. He's, you know, almost 9 seconds back of Sequid, and then he has to pit. And I'm looking at the deltas between behind him. He's going to change his tire compound. He's going to take his mediums as long as he can, but he's looking at, you know, dropping down to, I don't know, 12th or 13th here. Yeah, probably 11th or 12th here. And then everybody has done that one stop. I thought the 2-stop strategy was going to be the way to go, and boy, was I wrong. We've got Sean already done his 1 stop, and he's within 1/10 of a second of Tasmanian Devil, who hasn't pit yet.
And I was just going to mention as well, Tasmanian Devil, I was watching from on board with Sean. He is not having a good time on those 30-lap-old medium tires. W has spun out. Oh no, at the end of the second sector, he's in the wall. He's missing his whole front wing. The virtual safety car has now been deployed. But right before that, I was going to mention Tasmanian Devil.
That's going to bring Taz in.
Exactly. But I was going to mention that Tasmanian Devil was sliding all over the place on those old tires, and he was not having a good time on them. So this is playing right into his hand. This is going to help him out. It's going to save him a bit of time. There he goes into the pits now. Sean now promoted into the lead of the race, but just like I was saying before, Speedsta
go 21 laps on those hard tires.
Yeah, Speedsta came out though out of the pits into 4th place, just like I pretty much predicted. W now retires from the race in the pits, and that is I mean, now Speedsta is going to be in a beautiful place. He's also probably going to overtake Tasmanian Devil here in the pits. So he's going to be promoted onto the podium on the ultimate set of tires. He's only going to have to worry about Kersey.
Where is Tasmanian Devil going to come out here?
And he's still in the pits now, and there goes Speedsta, but now he's also got Sequid right on his tail, and Sequid on a medium tire. It looks very quick, but locks up and goes really wide into turn 3 there. Or, yeah, I think it was turn 3, and that is not going to help him out, but he does have DRS into the next corner here, into the next straight. And again, that lost so much time. He's almost a second behind Speedsta now. He was 3/10 behind him until he locked up and made that tiny little mistake there.
No, I mean, when it comes down to it, I think it's all fair in love and war, if I want to quote, you know, an old book or something like that. Kind of looking onto it, like, if it was a 50% race, you know, your soft tires, you could take them, what, 10 laps? 8 or 9 laps at the most? 10 laps at the most, right? Well, Tasmanian Devil just pulled out of the pits under a safety car, and the safety car's now gone, apparently. Oh, it was the virtual safety car. And now he's got 10 laps on his softs. Or 20 laps, I'm sorry. But, you know, obviously 100% is twice as much as 50%. So, really interesting to see that. If he can do 20 laps on his soft tires and really use them, and now they're going to burn up, and it's going to be really interesting to see how these guys run with it. Speedsta, Sequid, Tasmanian Devil.
pretty much the fastest drivers I know.
Speedster now into the 127s with that fastest lap, 127.749. He's 3 seconds behind Kersey. Kersey, though, 11.3 seconds behind Sean. So now when Sean comes out, he's going to be in the same position that Speedster was just a few laps ago when he made his pit stop. He's going to be around 4th place, and we're still going to have about 15 laps to go, or depending when Sean is going to make that stop. I'm also really interested to see if Sean is going to risk it. He is known to do that. He's done that in the last race where he actually came second, so did a very incredible job there. He just didn't pit at all right towards the end of the race, and that gave him a really good boost.
Hard tires, and he's been on them for quite a while, so it's up to Kersey, Speedster, Secret, Tasmanian, the Devil to get them, to get right at him, and all of them are going to move up. We're going to see that, we're going to definitely see that delta move around 11.3 seconds down to within 8 seconds in the next 5 or 6 laps, I'm pretty sure. As far as I know, Secret is the fastest driver I know that uses a controller, and Tasmanian Devil is the fastest driver I know that uses a wheel.
And now Speedster, I'm not sure what he uses, but he's definitely going to have to be on that list because he's doing an absolutely incredible job here tonight.
Well, he just did a 126.7.
Yeah.
And honestly, that's, I mean, that is a TCR.
No, it's not quite there, but almost close. The lap record is a 126.151 from Sean, but again, that was in season 7. Yeah, but that was back in season 7, so that was I think on F1 2018.
It had to be 2019, maybe.
Possibly 2019 or 2018. I'm not 100% sure on that, but he's doing an incredible job here tonight. Both of them, actually, both Sean and Speedster. But I was going to say, I really love it when reserve drivers or new drivers and rookies come out of nowhere and just blow us out of the water like that. And definitely Speedster is going to join my list of favorites here tonight to watch for. I will never count them out, starting from the back here tonight.
They come in, they shake it up a little bit, you know.
Exactly, but starting from the back of the grid here tonight, not being able to qualify as a reserve driver for this race, you would have thought that that puts him at a little bit of a disadvantage for a 100% race, but nothing can stand in the way of Speedster. It seems like here tonight, he is now within the DRS zone of Kersey as well, and Kersey, that is pretty much your net leader of this race. If we're saying that Sean is going to have to pit again, then Kersey is the net leader.
I'm not saying he has to pit again. I'm saying he's still 6 seconds ahead, but those tires are going to drop off.
Exactly.
However, he owns the fastest lap around here in TCR, and he did it 3 seasons ago. So obviously he knows what he's doing. It's maybe he just loves this track, and maybe he's just the man around this track.
Speedster now has DRS enabled on Kersey and closing that gap ever so slightly and ever so slowly. We've still got another 17 laps to go here on lap 35 of 52. It's a 100% race, of course, a special event here tonight in TCR Trinity Competitive Racing Season 10 Platinum Class. Again, huge thank you to everybody watching the stream right now. Make sure you guys leave a comment, leave a like, even share the video. I mean, if you guys have friends, which you probably have, that like sim racing and like to watch good league races, definitely throw them a link and let them know about TCR. We're gonna have some more exciting events coming up. We're gonna have some more exciting things other than just events coming up as well.
Down the inside, going into
is it Stowe?
Stowe, yeah, absolutely. Before we get to the last chicane here, into the club section here, ready to finish up his lap. Lap 36 going into lap 36. Because Sean has already done it, but what a great move on Kersey that Speedster did. He's done his one stop, but Speedster's on those soft tires. Can he take them another 18 laps? Something interesting that I don't know too much about, with Kersey on his medium tires, Secret on medium tires, and Tasmanian Devil on the soft tires. They need to make up quite a bit of time, but like I said, Speedster Kersey, they were about 12, 14 seconds right in there, but they've already decreased that gap to less than 9 seconds with 14 laps to go. So going to be really interesting to see how Speedsta uses his soft tires, and Kersey, Sequit, and uses their medium tires, and Taz uses his soft tires.
I think at this point, you know, if I'm Sean running out there on the 30-lap old hard tire, and I'm looking at the gap to Speedsta, it was 11 seconds a couple of laps ago. It's now down to less than 9 seconds, almost 8.5 now. So if I'm in his position, I am thinking I need to jump into that pit as soon as possible. I need to fit on that same soft tire so I can match up the strategy pretty much. It's going to be a couple of laps younger, and then he'll be able to really attack on the rest of the field.
If he pits, he'll be out in fifth.
Yeah, but still, he's gonna have so much time to catch up on the rest. And now, look at Kersey and Speedsta. Those two are not done. They're still gonna be battling each other because Kersey is not letting Speedsta get away.
It's 8 seconds. 8 seconds.
Yeah, there we go. And now Kersey and Speedsta, as I was mentioning there, he's not letting him get away either. So I don't think this battle is just over just yet, because you know, Speedsta is definitely quick. He's got the pace, but with DRS and overtake button, I think Kersey, who's been very, very clean here tonight and very quick, you can't count him out yet either. He's definitely in a great position to be able to, you know, to attack Speedsta, and that might lose Speedsta a little bit of time. So then Sean might possibly come around. I mean, look at Sequit, 8.8.
I'm thinking about Sean, man. I mean, he's in first place right now, but now his delta.
And look at Sequit too, 9 seconds back.
He is losing time.
And Sequit is also 9 seconds back on
everybody's catching up.
Yeah, on Kersey. So I mean, like, the gap between Sequit and Kersey used to be no more than a second here for what, all the way up to lap 25 or so. And then all of a sudden it just started stretching out, and I think it's just about tire management, different compounds, different tires. It's late into the race now. We're now at lap 38 of 52. Your concentration levels are going to start dropping out slowly.
Kersey has no problem with Sequit losing time.
Of course, absolutely, but I mean,
this is time on Speedsta. Yeah, that'd be nice, but Speedsta, they're still within 1 second, and Speedsta has now dropped the gap to Sean. He's dropped it down in less than 7 seconds.
So Kersey is pretty much just using Speedsta right now as a DRS boost to make sure that he's riding that train until they catch up to Sean, and then they're going to put Sean under a lot of pressure. They're already at 6.6 seconds now, 6.5 seconds, 6.3 seconds. Oh my goodness.
Absolutely.
It's just closing down very, very quickly. Sean on those hard tires, I'm not sure if it's just the tires themselves or it's just, you know, all of the factors of this race all coming down on him now. And, you know, like we were mentioning just a couple of laps ago, he had about 9 seconds. If he would have pitted at that point...
maybe come into the pits and put the soft tires on now.
But now he's lost another 3 seconds there. So then, you know, look at that gap between Sequit and Kersey. He could have slotted right into that gap and would have been fourth. Or third, sorry, but instead now I think if he does pit, he's going to be too far behind.
He can put on soft tires and maybe finish fifth, maybe. But at this moment with him on the hards, yeah, he might be able to finish fourth. That's so it's up to him. Looking at the time difference and, you know, me doing a little bit of math, that's what I think.
Absolutely, and Kersey still keeping with the DRS zone, but he's lost a few tenths there on the last couple of laps, so Speedsta is just showing his pace here tonight. He is just unmatchable by anyone, and starting from the back, not being able to qualify, none of that has held him back here tonight. Running in second place as a reserve driver, showing what he can do, definitely fighting for a full-time position if one becomes available. Now 4.8 seconds behind Sean, so that gap has just disappearing. He's made up 5 seconds in about 5 laps, and it's just going down every time I look at it. Kersey now starting to drop out a little bit, risking getting out of that DRS zone. I think if Kersey gets, that is his pretty much third position secured, because I don't think Sean is going to give up the position to Kersey very easily either.
No, I don't think he will. There's no reason for him to. He needs to carry on. and keep pushing. They all should. I don't see any reason for Speedsters to not. He's been closing that gap really, really quick to Sean right now. And Sean, his hard tires are going to start wearing out really quick. Kersey's right behind him, though. He's in with that almost within 1 second and about to get into that DRS zone as well. So, man, again, like, Sean maybe should have ran with the two-stop strategy with his hard tires, and he could have
possibly won the race. Yeah, I think he could have definitely won it, but I'm also watching now as we've got a nice little train and nice little battle forming towards the midfield here. 007 Skywalker, FYKV, and Chatty Duck fighting for 6th to 8th positions here right now within DRS zones of each other, and doing a very good job here. We've only got 12 more laps to go on lap 40 of 52. I gotta say, it's turning out to be quite a long race, but it's been very entertaining. So I think this the first half of the race especially has been extremely exciting now, and it seems like right towards the end of the race we're gonna get some more excitement. We're gonna have a nice little battle at the front of the race, and also of course this battle that we're watching here in the midfield with a couple of other drivers trying to make up some positions into the closing stages of this race. Look at the sky, Fabregas. The skies have just turned absolutely gray all of a sudden. Do you think there is a possibility we might get a touch of rain to shake things up?
Well, that could be fun if it does happen. Wouldn't that be nice? I don't think that's going to happen. Brought on board with Speedster here. Yeah, going down through the whole Vale in club section here. Get on their power. Again, he's only 3.5 seconds left. There's still 13 laps left. And he's been doing nothing but making up 0.8 a lap, but he's been pulling CRG Kersey behind him. Sequit 12 seconds back. Tasmania Devil, those two Mercedes, still working at it. Yeah, so I'm not quite sure here. Everybody did a one-stop. I thought a two-stop strategy would be the best way around here.
Oh, I'm watching a nice little overtake attempt
exactly
here.
What happened?
FYKV
is within 3 seconds of Sean right now, and Sean, his hard tires have to be burning up. They have to be so hot right now.
FYKV there was thinking about a move on Chatty Duck, but that didn't quite work out. He wasn't quite close enough, but he's closing in that gap everywhere around the track right now. And as they're gonna come through Maggots and Backets, and let's see how they're gonna come onto the Hanger Street. It looks like Chatty Duck got a better run through all of those corners, and now Fike is into the DRS zone, but again, not gonna be close enough before they come into Stowe and into this really nice right-hander. When you get this one right, it just slingshots your car around.
Wide. He hit a little bit of grass and then went wide, and then and Fike had to lock up just a little bit there.
Had a chance there, Fike, but he's gonna have to wait for another chance. He's closing up the gap on the start-finish straight again. Into turn 1 they go, but not quite close enough. 007 is pretty much within the gap as Fike is to Chatty.
A really good job of pretty much saying that you can't follow some drivers. Like when it comes to fast left and righters, you're gonna lose downforce.
10 more laps to go in this race. Lap 42 of 52 in this 100% race here tonight in Platinum class. Just as a reminder right now of the standings, Sequid is leading the league.
There you go.
So Sequid is leading this championship right now with 86 points. Seafreeze following in second with 45. Sean with 43 points. So if he manages to hold on to that race win, he will definitely be able to go. Oh my goodness, Sequid is into the wall. Has spun out. He's got damage. He's still got his ERS button enabled as well. There you go. He now turned his off. He's going to have to pit for another front wing because he's definitely not going to be able to hold on to it with that sort of damage. And that is going to lose him a lot of positions here. Fike and 007 still battling, but still not close close enough there, and we're gonna have to wait for that. There goes Sequit into the pits now, and now Speedster is within 1.2 seconds of Sean, but Kersey has lost out. He's almost 2 seconds behind them, so I think Kersey can only settle for 3rd place here tonight.
Well, I think it's okay for me to state something that I think is fair. That I think Tasmanian Devil is the fastest wheel driver that I know. He has a very expensive wheel. And he's fast.
And now, it looks like 007 was thinking about a move on Fike there, but didn't quite make it work. Just gonna have to stick behind them for another lap until they get into the next DRS zone, and if he's close enough on that occasion, he's gonna be able to get across there. But Fike can't get away, or can't get around Chatty Duck, and oh my goodness, there now Speedster is within a second of Sean. Let's watch with him, as this is now gonna get heated up here for the lead of the race. Speedster on a much younger soft tire, Sean on a 38 lap old hard tire. Kersey is 2.2 seconds behind in 3rd place, so he doesn't have to worry about that. So Speedster now is gonna have DRS into the next straight here. On to Sean. Let's see how much time he's going to be able to close up on him. I cannot wait to see how this is going to play out here tonight.
We had a difficult sensor. And then down into turn 4 and 5 there. Obviously didn't lock up at all. So, obviously not using whatever. Alright.
And
let's go, Mrs. Speedster.
Yeah, Speedster
tires on.
Within 3
now
tenths
into
of
Maggots and Beckett's. Oh, what a... Oh, you want to go to the inside? Wow.
He touched a couple of curbs there, and the car looked very, very twitchy there. I definitely saw from my angle here that he went over a couple of curbs and he almost threw the car out. That was a little bit dangerous, but I think Sean is gonna have to come to the realization that Speedster is just so much faster than him, and he's closing up fast. He's gonna have to give up the position at some point. 007 here closing up the gap on Fike again, but again not close enough. Now they're coming onto the hanger straight with the DRS enabled. Fike is gonna try to close up to Chatty. 007 still trying to close up to Fike, and still not close enough as they're coming into Stowe, into turn 15. And doing a very good job there of staying within the track limits, but just not close enough to try and close up. I love this little shot that we're getting here of the front wing of 007 Skywalker.
Just overtook Sean.
Oh my goodness, there goes Speedster down the inside on Sean into, I think it was turn 4 and 5 there, and now with the overtake button enabled, trying to get away from Sean as quickly as possible. He's now put a car in between himself and Kersey. Kersey is now 1.8 seconds behind Sean. He's still got a chance to try and take away 2nd place here tonight, but I think Speedster is on the road to victory if he can keep it all together and keep it focused and keep it on track until the end. We've now got only 7 more laps to go on lap 45 and 52. What an exciting race we've had so far, and Speedster, absolutely incredible job from him. Very, very impressive. Fike and 007 and Chatty Duck fighting so closely between each other as they're coming through, I think it was turn 11 there. No, turn 9, sorry.
Yeah, actually, to turn 9 there of Stowe. Before they go into Maggots and Beckett's and Chapel. We've got a Racing Point, Ferrari, and then our Haas and Chatty Duck sitting there. Who's going to get past each other with a Ferrari right in the middle? Oh, shit, didn't see that? Oh, they're going, about to go 3 wide. Really interesting to see that, but they're not going to go 3 wide. Different stops. Everybody did a 1 stop around here at 100% around Britain Grand Prix here in Silverstone. Really interesting to see that, and I think I really think the race really was best for people that were prepared for it. People like Speedster, Sean, Kersey, and Taz. I think those guys were prepared for a 100% race here. at Britain here at Silverstone and knew what it was going to take in their undertaking to make up their strategies in the first place and go with the one stop and make it functional and get it right. But yet, they also...
Yeah, Sean's still doing a very
Sean
good...
lost a lot of time. Like, Speedster ended up winning this race.
I think Sean should have fitted much earlier off of those hard tires when you were mentioning it, when I was mentioning it, telling him that, you know, if he pits onto softs now, he's gonna match up the same strategy as Speedster, sorry. We've seen how much Speedster pulled out on Kersey a couple of seconds before he even made it over to Sean. So Sean could have pitted, put on the softs, he would have come out in 4th place, he could have possibly come out in 3rd, because look at the gap between Kersey and Tasmanian Devil right now. Secret, of course, also spun out and had damage and had to pit and dropped all the way out of the points into 11th place, now running 2 seconds behind GTR Lion on that soft tire, trying to close up whatever he can to make sure at least he gets a point here tonight. But I think definitely Sean missed out on the win. We can obviously ask him after the race. We'll be able to talk to him in the post-race commentary and figure out what's going on. Fike in 007 fighting now into turn 6 and 7. Let's see what that's going to work out. Onto the DRS straight now. Goes 007 with the DRS enable on Fike, going around the outside of him into the next corner. They go Fike managing to defend down the inside, but now 007 is going to have the inside to the next corner. Thinking about the switchback, not going to happen on there. And Fike holding on to 6th place. Chatty Duck doing a very good job of holding on to 5th place with all of this battling going on around him.
Yeah, I thought it was a great job, and all the racers did a great race. It's really hard for me to, you know, kind of focus on everybody.
Yeah, now hard to find words here on lap 48 of 52. We are getting into the closing stages of this race. 007 there going a little bit wide on the exit of turn 15, but he's starting to make up some time on Fike here. I think, you know, it's just about the setups in this race. I think some drivers have setups that are a little bit better for cornering and others that are better for driving here. It looks like KGB Black Angel has joined us now after retiring from the race. KGB, do you want to tell us what happened to you?
Yeah, so I know Sea Freeze went wide that on Chapel, I believe, and I tried to avoid it, but there was really not much avoiding because there was 3 cars on the right of me. So I tried to avoid it the best I could, and I clipped my left rear, clipped this car, and I got DQ.
Yeah, that's very unfortunate for you, but right now we've got 5 DNFs in total, 12 runners only left in this race. Fike, 007, and Chatty Duck are battling for 5th place, but Speedster is 2.1 seconds ahead of Sean, leading this race after having started right at the back of the grid, doing a last-to-first challenge here truly tonight without even qualifying for the race whatsoever, and he's also had to do some overtaking. It's not like it was strategy alone that gave him this. He definitely had to push for it and do a lot of effort. I saw Sean there almost losing the car on the exit of turn 3 or 4, and that's letting Kersey close up to him. Now he's almost within a second of him.
Yeah, you've got very close. I don't want to take away anything from those drivers, but we've also seen a lot of drivers fall out here with the manufacturing of tires here. So, sorry.
Yeah, I think there's still a lot to play for here tonight. We've got 3 more laps to go. Kersey is now, you know, he's got that 5-second penalty. It's not affecting him right now because he's got Tasmanian Devil 18 seconds behind him. But yeah, but you can... I know that he still wants to push for it. I know he still wants to get that second place away from Sean, especially now Sean is starting to show those signs of wear on those tires. He's losing time very quickly now. He has to slow down a lot more than Kersey does. Into corners. Oh, 007 finally makes his way through Chatty Duck, and so does Spike as well. Both of them right at once, up a couple of positions into 6th and 7th. Into 5th and 6th, and Chatty Duck dropping down into 7th. Now Fike thinking about a move on 007 around the outside into turn 15 before they make it there. Let's see how this is going to work out. Are they going to make any contact? No, they played very, very clean. There goes the contact, a little bit of touching of wheels, but Fike up into 5th place now.
Yeah, well done, Fike there. I think he really moved there on the outside of the line. Well done, Fike.
Lap 50 of 52 now, only a couple more laps to go, and that's hard to believe after how long this race has been going on and how much we've had happening here tonight. But I gotta say, and I gotta give it to all of the drivers in Platinum class, overall this has been a very clean race for 100%, and I think all of our drivers are doing an incredible job here tonight, and this is a real challenge. I don't really... I don't expect everybody to be able to do this, so this is definitely very impressive from our drivers. There goes Kersey overtaking Sean for that second position. Now he's got 2 laps to try and pull away 5 seconds on Sean to make sure that he keeps that second position and that second step on the podium. Otherwise, Sean is going to retake that position because of a penalty for speeding into the pits that Kersey got earlier in the race. Skywalker and Fike are still not giving up this fight. They're within a couple of tenths of seconds of each other. They're getting very, very close now. And now coming into the DRS straight here, it seems like 007 gets a slightly better run on Fike. He's going to think about a move. There's still enough run into the next corner. There he goes around the outside into turn 15. He's going to go into it, but he loses a bit of time going wide. Now Fike is going to think about possibly doing a switchback. No, it's not going to work on this occasion, and he's going to have to hold on to 6th place. Now thinking about a switchback into the last corner. Not quite close enough again. And holding on to 6th position with 1 or 2 more laps to go in this 100% race here tonight in Platinum class in Season 10 of TCR. It's, wow, just been absolutely unbelievable. Fike now still battling with Chatty Duck now. Chatty Duck thinking about taking that position away from Fike. Let's see if that's going to work out. There goes Chatty Duck down the inside. Now they're side by side into the DRS straight. It looks like Chatty Duck is going to take the position. No, Fike is still holding on to it. They're side by side now into the next corner, into the next series of corners here. Fike had to go a little bit wide there, and he loses the position for now. Chatty Duck moving back up into 6th place. He lost a couple of positions to these guys just a few laps ago, but he's back into it now. So Sean is within 0.6 of a second of Kersey. So at this point in time, it looks like Kersey is still going to lose that second position back to Sean. But I don't think that's going to be good enough for Sean here tonight. He could have possibly gotten that win if he would have listened to myself and to Fabregas here tonight from the commentary booth. We were telling him if he could have fitted, he put on those soft tires, he could have done much better. He possibly could have had the win here tonight, but it looks like he will have to settle for 2nd place. We are now on the last lap of this Grand Prix at Silverstone for round 5 of Season 10 in Platinum class in TCR. It's been one hell of a Grand Prix. I think our drivers are just thinking about bringing it home now. They're not worried about anything else. But the story of the night here tonight has definitely been this guy that we're watching here. He's just set a purple 2nd sector as well. Speeds to 25. The reserve driver. The one that couldn't qualify. The one who had to start at the back of the grid. Made it work through the strategy, through the race, through the VSCs, the safety cars, and everything else. He's currently holding on to the fastest lap. He's about to come across the line. I think he's going to set another fast lap. He does. A 126.5 and the win for Speedster here tonight in the special event, 100% race. And it's Speedster, your winner on the top step. Sean is going to finish 2nd after Kersey gets a 5-second penalty in speeding in the pit lane. And Tasmanian Devil is just about to round out the last corner and is going to finish 4th in this race here tonight. What a race this has been. The battle is still going on here for 5th position with Skywalker, Chatty Duck, and FYKV still battling very, very closely. Into the last chicane they go, but I think this is going to be it. Those are going to be the positions they'll be finishing in. Skywalker is going to come across the line now in 5th. Chatty Duck 6th. Oh, look, Skywalker had a penalty, so he's dropping down to 7th, so that promotes Chatty Duck back into 5th place. FYKV into 6th. Nelsy Baby just came across the line in 8th place. Failed UX is just about to cross in 9th. And Sequid, after all of that, after running in the lead of the race and battling for the lead of the race, but making a mistake, spinning out the car, getting damaged, having to pit late, he's going to be in 9th and getting 2 points to his name. Still going to hold on to the race of the to the championship lead, but this is definitely going to hurt him there. Failed UX is going to take the last point in 10th. GTR Lion is going to finish 11th, and we had one more finisher there in 12th, and 5 DNFs in this race here tonight. Fabregas, tell us about it. Speedsta gets driver of the day, and obviously fully deserved of that, but tell us about it from your perspective. How was this race?
Yeah, definitely unfortunate to a couple other drivers. I think they lost a lot of bit of time, and they didn't deserve it. Again, a little bit unfortunate there, but a fantastic race all in all. We did 100% around, Silverstone. So it was absolutely gorgeous and beautiful to watch and be a part of. And I really appreciate you letting me be a part of it. You were fantastic, and just want to make sure I can maybe try to get a couple guys in here and see what they want to talk about.
Yeah, so Speedsta, Sean, and Kersey are the main 3 guys we really want to talk to. Your podium finishers here tonight. Tasmanian Devil in 4th, Chatty Duck in 5th place, FYKV in 6th, 007 in 7th, Nelsy Baby in 8th, Sequid in 9th, Failed UX rounding out the grid, getting that last point, GTR Lion in 11th, End of the World in 12th, W in 13th, Fatal in 14th, Flip Flop Fish came 15th, Seafreeze and Black Angel. Those guys round out the grid, but W, Fatal, Flip Flop, Seafreeze, and KGB Black Angel were all DNFs in this race. I think Broomhandle, I think when you joined the party here, can you mute your mic by any chance?
Oh, sure. I'll...
No, Broom can talk.
Yeah, we really want to hear from our podium finishers here first, though, because obviously this is a very special race, very special event that we had here, 100%, and it was one hell of a race. Honestly, everything we could have expected from it has definitely been the case here tonight. Here, I'm going to invite Speedsta right now into the party so we can hear from the winner. And then, have you invited the other 2 guys as well yet? Alright, perfect. So we're just waiting for Sean, and who else was it that finished on the podium there? Oh, it's Kersey. Yes, Kersey. Here, let me just suggest them into here. And yeah, hopefully we'll get them into here soon, and we'll be able to hear from them and tell us how they felt doing a 100% race. I mean, 100% is no joke, as we saw here today. It was definitely not easy commentating on that, let alone if you make me drive 100% race, 52 laps around Silverstone with no assists and no racing line, nothing else. Wow, hands down to everybody here tonight, all of our drivers. Doesn't look like they're joining us in the party just yet, but I think we have Tasmanian Devil with us.
I think Tasmanian Devil's there, and I think Kersey's
there goes Kersey. Yeah, there goes Kersey now joining up as well. So we'll give them another minute here to see if we can get Speedsta and Sean in as well. That would be really great to hear from them.
Tasmanian Devil, how did your race go for you?
Yeah.
It went pretty well. I think I got everything I would have hoped for. It took a bit longer getting to the field than I would have liked because everyone was in a massive DRS train, but after I got out of that, I was able to run my own race, and yeah, I got P4, so I'm pretty happy with that.
Well, you obviously got kicked out at qualifying.
Yeah,
So.
I had to start from the back of the grid because I had a penalty, and then I have to do that again for Belgium.
Okay.
So it'll be interesting.
In terms of the 100% race,
you did a great job. You ended up what, 4th in the long run?
Yep.
So in terms of the 100% race as well, I just wanted to ask you, did that sort of affect your driving style or like the way you prepared for this race? Did you do any practice with 100%?
No, I didn't really do any practice with 100% races. It's really, I was just focusing on being consistent and not making mistakes. And I think I did a pretty good job at that because quite a few people in the mid pack were making mistakes, but it was just hard to capitalize on them because they had the DRS train, as I said earlier. But
yeah.
Really, it's not too hard going from 50 to 100%, in my opinion. So no, there was really no change in mentality or preparation.
Well, great job again on the finishing position, 4th place. Gonna help you out a little bit in the standings as well. Although now Sean and Kersey are gonna be right up there and attacking, and obviously your teammate Sequid did not have a very good race here today, only a couple of points to his name. Is this gonna hurt you guys in terms of the constructors, or are you still pretty confident that you guys can hold it out until the end of the season?
Overall, it definitely has hurt us a bit, but I'm still fully confident that we can pull through and get the dub. It's unfortunate what happened to him, but at the same time, I mean, when you're fighting for a championship, those kinds of mistakes are not what you want, so.
Alright, perfect. So, yeah, let me see who's... I think somebody was asking for an invite. Can you, Fabregas, can you send out another invite quickly to Sean and Spista? I suggested them into the party as well. And we'll see if we can get those two in, because I would really love to hear from the winner here tonight. The McLaren driver, the reserve driver. But I'm sure after this performance here today, he's going to be trying to chase down that seat as soon as possible and continue his reign in this season. Even though he's joining up late, I mean, he's already got 25 points to his name if he does end up getting a full-time seat. And from there on, it's not too much to follow up. A couple more wins and you're going to be right up there in the running for the championship lead. So, very interesting. I would really love to hear what gave Speedster all the speed that he had here today, all this pace. It was absolutely
perfect. Did I get him?
Let me see here. I don't see anybody just joining up just yet, but I put them into the suggested list of the players. So they should show up like pretty much first when you go into the invites. Here, let me take a look if I can invite them again as well. Give me one quick moment, guys. Oh, I think Kersey is with us here as well, helping us out. Kersey, how was that race from your perspective?
It wasn't too bad. I think I pretty much got the maximum out of it. Yeah, the safety cars and everything were pretty annoying. There's no need, it just kind of bunched the whole group up. Yeah, I was really pleased with the praise. Pulled away from Sequit pretty definitively and chased down Sean at the end. I made a big mistake by going speeding in the pits. I've never done a 100% race, so I'm definitely not used to going into the pits, slamming on the brakes with still like 40 laps of fuel in the car. So, big mistake on my part, but I was happy I was able to still kind of show, I guess, what was possible and get P2 on track. That's kind of the maximum for me. And yeah. In the standings, only lost 3 points, which it is what it is. So I thought I pretty much did as much as I could. My teammate definitely helped a lot. Unfortunately, he got taken out with a glitch in the game, so he was giving me a lot of information throughout the race, and he definitely deserves some credit on this one.
And you definitely had a really nice qualifying with your teammate helping you out with some slipstream there. It gave you about 4/10 of a second. Do you think, or is this something that you guys are going to be running for the rest of the season as well?
When we can. We're naturally kind of, I guess we kind of work well together and know how to time things and kind of where we want to do slipstream and things like that. So yeah, wherever we can, we will. We are teammates trying to help each other out, and so yeah, we look to do it when we can.
Great job again tonight, and I just want to say, even great position at the end. Without that 5 second, you would have been second, but also just great job on even finishing the race because it was very hard.
I want to ask a question.
Sure.
Trying to go back into it, like if you have to do Britain again, would you do a 25% race or a 50% race, and would you really go into it with the same idea with your tire strategy?
Yeah, I think I would. I don't think really much changes for me as far as kind of the race distance. It was pretty interesting to see how I would do 100%. Like I said, I've never done this before, but definitely quite enjoyed it on one of my favorite tracks. So yeah, I don't think my mentality and kind of the strategy and stuff doesn't change too much based on the distance of the race. Just kind of the endurance, obviously the consistency needs to be more so, and yeah, doing this 100% for the first time, definitely enjoyed it.
All right, let's move on to our winner, because we've been trying to get him into the party, but now we've got him here. Yeah, I think so. Make sure your audio is being shared as well. But what a great job, Speedsta. Oh my goodness. As I was saying on stream, I'm not sure if you were listening or not, but I really love seeing reserve drivers and rookies and new drivers coming into the league and blowing everybody out of the water. Now, I know you've raced with TCR before, but you're coming into Season 10 as a reserve, and you're showing here tonight in your debut. That was absolutely incredible. From the back, no qualifying, not setting a time, making it through all of the incidents and everything else. Huge overtaking through the first stint there. You had to make your way through so many different cars, and you did a lot of great, clean overtakes. Just let us, tell us about it from your perspective, and also just what was it today that really let you do something like that?
Yeah, first off, thank you. Appreciate it. Congratulations to the podium. Curtsy and Sean gave me quite a fight throughout all of that, especially towards the end when, it was a great race to begin with. But pretty much the only way I knew I'd probably have a chance to fight for a win would be to do the alt strat, starting on the primes, going over the options around like lap 30. But I gotta say that the biggest thing of that race was the safety car by far, because I think Sequit and Kersey had like a 15-second gap to the field, and that safety car pretty much eliminated that. And by that point, I got up to P10, so that really was clutch in terms of putting me in a position where I could win the race. And once that safety car came in, I knew it was definitely possible. But yeah, I mean, I just kept the long game kind of in mind the entire race. I had great consistency and pace in those mediums in the beginning. I was able to carve my way through the field, and I was able to even catch the leading pack come pit stops. But yeah, and then of course they were able to do the undercut and gain some time on me, and my soft pace wasn't actually too terrific. Towards the end of the race. Sorry, yeah, what were you saying? Sorry.
Using a wheel?
Yeah. But yeah, I use a wheel. So pretty much the softs were Fanatec.
Which one?
So yeah, CSL Elite with a Formula rim, like the F1 set.
Hey.
But yeah, so anyways, so the soft tires, in the beginning I was actually very nervous on that compound, and I definitely had a couple tenths per lap in the beginning of the soft stint. I just hadn't built up the confidence yet, and was still kind of not sure, especially with traction. I wasn't sure how much they could go, but towards the end of the race I started really stamping on the throttle out of corners, and I was able to find a lot more grip than I realized. So, I think I was a little bit more time on the table today, but either way, I feel like I drove well, very consistent, and I feel like I carved my way through the field really well, made a lot of really good overtakes. The move on Sean was actually lagging for me a lot, and making that move around the outside going into I think that's Brooklyn's was very fun. I enjoyed that immensely. But yeah, overall good race all around. I executed what I needed to, and yeah, it was fun.
Fabregas, did you want to ask any more questions to our winner?
No, I mean,
Yeah, I mean, it was a great race. He's pretty much put everything we asked for on the table there. Great job, Speedsta, and I think now I really hope that you're going to get possibly a full-time seat, and we might see more of you in this Season 10, and, you know, with this one win, if you do end up getting that seat, you're going to get those points to your name. You're not going to be too far off.
Yeah, my name is Fabregas415, and I use a Fenatech CSL lead. That's what I use to race with.
Okay.
Yeah, so Speedsta, congratulations again on that win. Great job here tonight again, and we also want to speak to one more podium finisher, Sean. Another great performance from you, another podium finish. I know the first 2 races in the season didn't quite work to your hands there, but so far so good in the last 3 races. How you feeling about that one?
Yeah, I'm pretty happy about that. Going into it, I thought I was going to be nowhere in time trial, at least. I was way off. I qualified a lot better than I thought, and I had an okay start. I got passed by my teammate. But then Flip-Flop Fish decided to Kimi Räikkönen me, basically. So that wasn't ideal. I lost some of my wing, so that kind of put me on the back foot after that. I had to pit pretty early. Luckily, at least it was under a safety car, I think. Yeah, and then I had to work the hard tire all the way to the end, which was kind of weird because I'd not done a single lap on it. So it was a pretty big learning experience for me.
How did it feel towards the end there?
Car in real life.
Yeah. How did the tires feel towards the end of the race there?
It was pretty slidey. I'm decently happy with how much grip they actually were able to retain. I was a little bit surprised there. My fastest lap was on the last lap. I did like a 27.
How old are you?
Nice. All right. Fabregas, did you have any questions for Sean?
Can I quickly just ask Tasmanian Devil something?
Sure.
No, we're questions. Like somebody wants to ask so many questions. Like, can you even drive a car in real life?
What?
Yeah, I think.
Drive a car in real life.
Yes.
Are any of you guys old enough to even drive a car in real life?
Yes, I have a license to drive an Audi A4 1998.
Okay. Cool.
Why are you salty? What?
Because I'm salty.
Yeah, let's finish out the let's finish out the interviews here, and then we can move on to that. But Sean, yeah, I mean,
I get salty about shit, man.
Oh my god, what?
Hey, Fabregas, you okay?
Yeah, I'm good. I just don't like to talk about people driving cars when they're 15 years old. They're, I don't know. My fault.
All right.
17.
Yeah, it's my fault. It's my fault. I'm the one that's wrong. You're right.
Okay, so yeah, let's finish out this stream here. I mean, it's been a long race. I know we're all getting quite fatigued and tired here, but great race from everybody in Platinum class. It's definitely been one hell of an event here to watch and commentate on. I enjoyed it a lot. I hope you guys, everybody watching, enjoyed it as well. We had quite a bit of action on track, so if you guys missed on any of it, definitely go back and rewatch it. We're going to be back here again for round 6 in Belgium. That's going to be next week on Tuesday, starting out with Silver class, and then we'll have Wednesday Gold class and Platinum class again on Thursday next week, as always. So yeah, I think it's everything that could possibly be said has already been said on this one. It's been such a long one. So thank you guys, everybody, for watching. Fabregas, thank you so much for joining me in the booth tonight. I know it's been a very exciting Grand Prix overall.
Yeah, it's definitely been weird tonight, but we had a great race. Absolutely fantastic race here around Silverstone with 100% race. It was
awesome.
Absolutely amazing. Absolutely tons of fun to watch. We saw tons of overtakings, and it was absolutely beautiful. So can't wait to do it again. We're definitely going to do it again. This is TCR, Trinity Competitive Racing.
Yeah, we'll be back again, as I said, on Tuesday with the next round of the Season 10. So thank you again for everybody watching, everybody commentating. Thank you to Fanatec for being our affiliate sponsor as well and helping us out here. So check out the link in the description if you want to support the league and also get some equipment for yourself.
Our sponsor. We're not going to give up on them. They are the sponsor.
And also, huge thank you to all of the officials and everybody else who works on this league. Thank you guys so much. So again, from BLIN-MACHINE and Fabregas here tonight, thank you and have yourselves a great night. We will see you again next week for the next round of this season.